Joe was just in here telling us about his Super Bowl experience and how overwhelmed he was by all the kind of extra stuff that happens there, and said that he assigned family members to be the no people to kind of keep the other family members from making it too hectic. Can you relate to that? I mean, was it for you that hectic when you were out here?
Uh, no, because it was my second time around. First time it went hectic as well. I think like the language is going on around the building. I think is very accurate. Kyle's been around a long time, and John's won Super Bowls, and we got guys on this team who's won Super Bowls and been to the Super Bowl. So I think the language is going on around here in terms of handling everything this week. So when we get out to Miami, it's going to be even more of a chaos. And so I think that we're speaking the right language in terms of getting the young guys to understand and visualize what's exactly going to go on and how the week is going to be and how it's going to be out of Miami as well.
How do you feel
What
your
is
Super
that?
Bowl
What is that message that John and
I mean,
Kyle
obviously it's prepare this week. Obviously prepare this week. We got practice today. Prepare like we're getting ready to play on Sunday. Prepare all week like you're getting ready to play a game on Sunday, because if you don't, by the time we get out to Miami, it's gonna be chaos. We got media day. We got all kind of obligations. It's not gonna be like your regular schedule that we used to in terms of, getting off of work, going home, hanging out at home. It's gonna be you're gonna be getting pulled left and right in terms of different obligations that you got to do, and so you got to handle all that. But at the same time, it's about like I said, making these young guys visualize it so that when it does happen, it doesn't just hit them upside the head. They see it before it comes.
Joe was also talking about that it doesn't always happen where the wideouts are such willing blockers and participants in the run game. Why has this group been so willing to be involved?
Yeah, I think it's a mindset. At the end of the day, we got a lot of guys who aren't me guys. It's about let's get the job done and let's win. It's more about we than me, and and I'm one of those guys as well. And I think everybody is a part of it. You even look at Kittle. Kittle's one of the best tight ends in the league, but everybody wants to talk about his blocking as well. So I think it's contagious around the building in terms of going out and doing your job. When you look at your best players and they're doing it, I feel like everybody else will want to hop on board as well. So it's contagious.
How valuable is Super Bowl experience from your history?
How what?
How valuable is Super Bowl experience?
What do you
from
mean
your
by valuable?
How much can it really help a player in the game in the lead up to it?
Uh, I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean?
The second time you were in the Super Bowl, did you feel like you were more prepared for it than the first time?
I think I was prepared both. In the first one I got hurt, and then in the second one, obviously, I went out. I had 80 yards. I don't know how many catches, but I feel like it's a lot of hype in terms of oh, it's a Super Bowl, the biggest sporting event in the world. But at the same time, it's my job. I got to go out and win a game. I've been playing. And I told the young guys today. I said, it's going to be a lot of hype. Obviously, you can watch TV, you can feed into that, but at the end of the day, none of that matters if you lose the game. So the best bet is just to try to stay locked in. Don't read the newspaper articles and stuff like that. But just trying to just stay in the moment. And I told him, and maybe it's just how I'm built, but once the clock starts rolling, I go out on that field. I just love the game of football, and I'm just so locked in on doing my job that I kind of forget it's the Super Bowl. It's like it's more a battle, and you forget that it's millions of people watching. And so I think that I speak for the whole when I say I feel like this team, from a focus standpoint, we're all built like that as well, because we've been in crucial games, and I've looked on the sideline and nobody blinked.
Are you saying you don't even hear the crowd when you're on the field?
Yeah, sometimes I don't. Like, I literally be locked in. I'm not one of them guys that try to, and I wish I was more like that, but at the same time, it's a blessing and a curse. I'm not one of them guys that's going to look around and enjoy the ambiance of it. I'm more like straightforward, like just focused on my goal. And then at the end of it, when it's all said and done, you look up at the scoreboard and you say, okay, we won, now it's time to celebrate.
You try to visualize yourself over the next week and a half?
Oh,
Catch a
yeah.
touchdown pass?
Oh,
in
I've
Miami?
already been visualizing everything, I've been visualizing everything. As a team, we've been visualizing, talking about how it's going to be after we win it, because like I said many times, like you got some people that say, oh, yeah, I'm happy to be in the Super Bowl, and you got some people that say, okay, yeah, cool, we were NFC champions. But at the same time, we still got one game left, and we got to go and handle business.
Did you visualize what that score might be?
Nah. Imagine I gave a Super Bowl score prediction. Oh, all y'all's pins would start moving.
Emmanuel, you've been around a lot of quarterbacks. What makes Jimmy unique as a leader, and then obviously when he takes it on the field, is in the huddle, leading you guys down the field?
Yeah, I love Jimmy. I swear I love Jimmy. But I'm tired of talking about Jimmy. Lee, Jimmy's a baller, man. I've been saying it since day one. Could you imagine every week it's Jimmy? I feel like Jimmy and we do have a relationship, but that's my boy, man. And Jimmy's a baller, and I keep saying it over and over, and it's the same questions, but he's a baller, and I expect him to do what he got to do. Obviously, he threw the ball 8 times last week, but at the same time, some people say, oh, yeah, you got to stop the run. But it's been plenty of times they say you got to stop the run, and then next thing you know, we open up the passing game. And so I feel like we can do that as well.
Can you speak Can you speak to what it's like to be coached by Wes Welker and what influence he's had on your game?
Yeah, it's cool because I play with Wes. That's how I know I feel a little old. But I play with Wes, and now he's my coach, and man, he's doing a good job. Obviously, I know a little bit more than the younger guys. So, but what he's doing with those young guys, it's amazing. The way that he got Debo Samuel playing, Debo was already a player, but you have some players that's great players, but you need a coach that can pull the greatness up out of them. And I think that's a lot of credit to Debo and Kyle and how they've been able to pull the greatness out of Debo because, we sit here and talk about him, but, he's a rookie, and we don't really talk about him like a rookie because he doesn't play like a rookie. He plays like a grown man, and that's how it's supposed to be. And so I've been enjoying just being in the room with Wes, and every now and then he'll pull out some of his old clips to show the young guys, hey, look, I might be saying this, but I've done this before too. Don't get it twisted.
Does he have any specific principles or points of emphasis that he always makes?
I think one thing that Wes says is that, he always tells the young guys, you never arrive because the moment that you feel like you've made it in this league, that's when you're on your way out. And so he always tells the guys, keep your head down and keep working because the moment you think that you made it, you didn't. You're out of here. So, I can relate to that as well because going on year 10, I still don't feel like I've arrived, but at the same time, like my head is down, I'm just working.
Emmanuel, the receivers on this team get pretty heavily involved in run blocking and seem to embrace that. Is that a big point of emphasis on this team?
Yeah, I think you late to the party, man.
You don't need to answer.
Yeah.
You had a bunch of silly questions that when you went to the Super Bowl before. Like, what kind of sandwich would you be? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I actually enjoy that more. Up here, you gotta watch what you say. You don't want no headlines. All right, thanks, man. All right.